Bodyshot Performance. Welcome to this week's blog. The question is, why do I feel so bloated after eating? And this can be for many reasons, but primarily it's because you're not eating a personalised diet. That is, put simply, a diet that is entirely tailored towards you, your sensitivities and your predilections. Now, commonly people can have allergies and intolerances, and getting more common in fact. It didn't used to be that common. But what we're talking about really here is sensitivities to things, as well as intolerances and allergies. So you may know what you're allergic to or intolerant to, although sometimes people don't. So there are tests that you can do to find that out. There's also the DNA test that I've done and that we sell as a company, which tells you your sensitivity to the two of the three major macronutrients, carbohydrates and fat. So I know, for example, that I've got moderate sensitivity to saturated fat, so I moderate my intake, but I'm highly sensitive to carbohydrate. And this means if I consume refined carbohydrates in any particular amount, I'm firstly going to have a very rapid energy spike, which is always followed by a big energy dip. So that's not good for my energy levels or my blood sugar regulation. But I'm also more likely to store an excess of carbohydrate as subcutaneous fat, the fat that we can pinch and that we don't really want. So I moderate my carbohydrate intake along with my saturated fat. So that's one reason why you might be feeling bloated. You're eating the wrong kind of foods. Now, if you want to explore this without spending any money, just do an elimination test. Cut out refined carbohydrates, see how you feel. Cut down on saturated fat, see how you feel. Cut out a certain food product and see how you feel. Bring it back in. If you get your symptoms back, then that could be the answer. A lot of people are over-consuming refined carbohydrate and white flour products, so I would urge you just to have a look at that in your diet. You don't have to eliminate them completely, but just look to cut that down. And finally, think about sensitivities to things like gluten and lactose. Very easy to test for those two things, and the DNA test does it as well. A lot of people have a gluten-free diet, but you may not necessarily need to. And it's important not to cut out food groups for fashion or because it's worked for somebody else. As I said at the start of this post, personalisation is absolutely key. Find out what works for you, eschew the kind of one-size-fits-all approach, do what works for you based on testing and based on elimination diets and based on how you feel. And the last thing I'd say to counter bloating is slow down. Slow down your eating. Chew more mindfully. Think about the provenance of the food at the start. Just slow the whole eating process down. Don't eat in a hurry. Don't eat at your desk. What we know is that when you eat in a hurry, you don't absorb all the nutrients from your food. So even if you're eating a really knockout salad, if it's at your desk in a rush, in a stress state, you won't be pulling out all those nutrients. So think about all of those concepts, focus in on the personalization element, and let me know if that works for you. Thanks for watching.